sound to signify dial-up and explained that it grew from a device only a few people had to Wi-Fi, which I think is in the air. I gestured to indicate exploding. Network names showcase a defining feature of the user. Biscotti worshipper, sad oboe girl. People use it to promote themselves like brands. This is deep and rich information. My cheeks heat. I'm proud of myself. I extrapolate. Because everyone is famous, no one is. I deepen, reverse. Which is, like everything else, a good and bad thing. I say link, blog, router, spam. Even as a bird, my grandmother's dubiousness is unmistakable. The cocked avian focus, doubting me. When she was alive, she preferred staying in her slippers all day and the term shove it up your ass to anything, maybe even to my grandfather, who over time became a scudding, booted shadow in the house's secondary rooms. In the garage, winding a clock. In the spare bedroom, repairing an outlet. Shove the clock, shove the outlet. If my grandmother ever regretted slicing into another's feelings like fondant, she never admitted it. Any room containing her was merry. This was a big deal for me, since most of my childhood felt panicked and serious. She'd listen and move her eyebrows in a way that corrected my perspective. With a gaze, she could lift me older. Offended on behalf of the product I've just begun to understand, I sell. There's almost no living being you can't connect with. At no living being, I think of her, legs tucked into her plumage, sitting above the cushions. How does it feel to be connected to every living thing? Sad, I admit. And she says, sad? When you can see anyone at any hour, it collapses perspective and time. Add to that the isolation and distance from which most people observe, and the internet gives the impression that one person is simultaneously having a party, turning 50, scuba diving, baking with a great aunt. Sounds like a giant panic attack. That's not technology's fault, I say. The internet is indifferent. It's the people who ruin it, posting only highlights, like every night is Saturday night, but most of life is Wednesday afternoon, and no one thinks that's meaningful. They omit loneliness and tedium. The people who do post honestly are considered whiners. The bird huffs, nods. No one should bother anyone else with their problems. This had been a phrase she used in life, and one of the fueling philosophies of our family. What a waste of time. It is, but there are beautiful aspects to it. I press a few buttons on my phone to conjure a picture. Goody, she says. A wall. The Great Wall of China, I correct her. Everyone can visit faraway places, kind of. It's a grand leveler in terms of class. If you can afford a phone, I guess. I change the screen option, and a grid of photographs appears. People have their own page on their preferred platform. I scroll so she can see. A frosted cake. Dog on a forest path. Woman smiling over macaroni. Page of a book. Pulled taffy. Boy mussed from a nap. Lit pool. Selfie of a woman balancing a cat on either shoulder. A dog eats Cheez-Its off pink linoleum. A sign, do not shelve items in aisle 3 without asking Joanna. Bunting in a desert town. Aproned gelato server hovering over delicate pastel vats. A good way to connect with what are called friends, I say. Not regular friends. Usually it's like the guy who plays softball with your coworker. Who wants to be more connected? The bird says, does not say. Everyone is friends now? I think people dislike other people at the ratio did before you. We're not going to get very far if you can't say died. It's called virtual. I frown. I'm not describing this correctly. You're describing it fine. How would you know? I say, at the same time as she says, but how would I know? I've come a week early to this inn on the shaft of Long Island to prepare for the transition from woman to wife.